Hey guys, welcome back to your second Java programming tutorial. This time I'm going to show and explain step by step how to write your first Java program, which is going to be a simple hello world. Before we get into that, when you first open up Eclipse, unless you haven't done this before, to get it into the Java perspective, you have to go into Windows, Open Perspective, and right here, I've already set it so it's not here, but it should be just a normal Java perspective like it shows up here, and go ahead and click on that, and you can fool around with it and get it how you want, and when you save it, just go save perspective as, and it'll save as your default. So now before we write our program, we have to first make our project folder. So we need to go to File, New, Java Project, and you can name your project whatever you want. I'm going to name it Java Lessons, and right here for the location, it should be the location that you set as your default workspace when you launched Eclipse for the very first time. If not, then just uncheck this and browse for it and set it, and go ahead and just click Finish. And now you see under our Package Explorer to the left that we have our new project. Right now you should only have the project folder, a source folder, and your libraries, and that's perfectly fine. That's because we haven't made any other files yet. So we're going to do that. So hit File, New, Class, and right here this will set which project you want it to be under and where, and this is good, just the Java project / your source folder. And under name, right now you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it Hello World, like that. The name of classes becomes very important once we get into objects and constructing objects, but for right now we can just name it what we want and hit Finish. And now we have it set up, and this is what Eclipse gives you. It's just the default heading for a class, and essentially what a class is a file that contains all the information needed for a Java program or compiler to construct an object. So having that said, we've got this declaring that public, meaning that this folder, or this file, sorry, is going to be accessible to the entire project or program that we're writing in Java. And then we're just declaring that it's a class, and then the name of the class, and then brackets. So go ahead and hit enter a few times, give us some space. And this line of code that I'm about to type is the most important line of code you'll ever need to memorize in Java. And that is public static void main parentheses string brackets RGS, and then just more brackets. And what I did there was declare, well, first let me say that any Java program or project that you're coding, there needs to be a main file or a main class, and that's what this line of code is doing. If there isn't a main class that's defined, then your program is going to have a runtime error and you're not going to be able to execute it. This line of code is declaring that when you're trying to execute or compile a project or a program, this is the class that it's going to go to first to be able to execute the whole thing, because this is your main class. So essentially we said public, again it's going to be accessible to all files in the program. Static void, which are two return types that I'll get more in depth in later, but essentially what you need to know now is that static means that there's going to be a return, and void means that it's not going to return anything. And main is just the declaration that this is your main class for the project or program. And then in the parentheses as its parameter, string RGS, standing for string arguments. That's just defining the default layout for all arguments in Java. So now what we're going to do is going to print out hello world. And this is fairly simple in Java. It's just kind of a longer line of code, and that is system.out.print and then your argument. And then all lines of code in Java end with a semicolon. Essentially what this is saying is that your system is going to output print, meaning text. And in that case, what we're going to do, since there's no variables that we're going to print out the values of, which again I'll do later, we're going to put quotes in for just a line of text. And I'm going to type in hello world. Now, to run this through Eclipse, all you need to do is just hit the green run button up here, and it'll ask you to save it. Just hit OK. And down here in our console window, you'll see that it printed out hello world, exactly how we typed in up here. Now, there's different types of system.out.print. The way we have it now is just the normal way to print out, but if I do this twice, you'll see what's going to happen, and I'll show you how to fix it. I'll just type in second line, semicolon, and execute it again, and now you see down here in our terminal window we have hello world second line, and it's both on the same line. And the way to fix this is to add an ln, and the ln standing for line, or new line, sorry, is just declaring that after you print this line of code out, or line of string, sorry, line of text rather, you're going to skip to a new line and then carry on with what the rest of the program says. So it's printing out hello world and then essentially hitting the enter button and typing out the second line of text. So if we run this, you'll see now that we have it on two separate lines, and that's what we want. So now that you know how to type in your first program and create it, and how to execute it through Eclipse, I'm going to show you how to do it through the command console. So we're going to minimize this and type in cmd, and if you don't know any batch, the code cd, standing for change directory, just changes this area right here. So it's a new file where you can access, or new folder rather, that you can access files from. So I'm going to change the directory to where I have my my Java project and the rest of the files, including the hello world program that we just wrote. It's going to be under my documents, Java source. And essentially what I'm doing right here is just, it's a written out way of going through your files via the Windows Explorer type thing. And see, I'm in my documents in the Java folder. I'm accessing my Java lessons folder and going into my source folder from there, which contains my hello world.java file, which is what we just wrote. So I'm going to hit enter to change my directory to that. And if you watch my first tutorial, you'll know that javac compiles a file. So I'm going to type in javac and then the name of the file, hello world.java. You have to add the extension for the compiling. And essentially compiling for a Java file is just building it so it's ready to be executed. I'm going to hit enter, and now it's compiled, and you'll now see that it has the Java or hello world.class, which means that it's ready and it's been built. So now I'm going to type in the command java and then again hello world. And you'll see now that it's executed my Java file. Now in the command console it's typed in hello world exclamation point, exactly how it is up here. So you can close that. Sorry about that, I had to go real quick. But you've just written your first Java program, and I know there may be a lot of stuff that you find confusing and that you don't understand, which is perfectly normal. I'm going to be going through a lot of other things step by step, and you'll eventually catch on to what I'm talking about, especially if you haven't learned or attempted to learn a programming language before. Then a lot of this is going to sound like gibberish at first, but I promise you, you will understand and catch on eventually. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed this second tutorial of how to write your first Java program, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.